Welcome to week 2 of Child Development 45. As I pointed out in our initial introductions, I am going to be trying some new techniques during our class to make sure that we feel more connected instead of just logging onto the computer, never really knowing what each other looks like, never hearing a voice, and it's easy to get disconnected when we proceed like that. So this week we're going to be reading chapter 1 in our textbook, and we're going to be focusing on the history of child development, the history of research, and research methods that are used. There's kind of a funny video that you'll get to watch, and we'll be gearing our discussion question this week off of some of the research methods that you read about in our textbook. There are some interesting concepts that we need to remember, that as we go through this class and everything that people have learned and are sharing with us in our text, these are things that are learned through these research methods. So this is really the foundation that helps us build upon as we go and proceed through the course this semester. There are a couple of housekeeping items that you need to take care of so that the rest of your semester runs more smoothly. First of all, you need to get access to My Development Lab. And you'll notice in the paragraph of the to-do list this week, there's a fairly lengthy list of the steps that you can take to get that set up, because we are going to be using that for the majority of our weeks together. And you're going to raise a virtual child, and based on your decisions that you make in parenting, that's going to help you and see the outcomes and how that affects your virtual child's development. So you need to get that set up this week. My Development Lab, there is a fee to set that up. You may have gotten, though, a login along with your textbook, and in that case, there is no additional fee that goes along with that. The second thing is that you are going to be doing an observation at one of the child development centers for LBCC. So you need to get registered for a class, CDLL 603. If you get registered for that now, you don't have to worry about taking care of it when we get closer to the time that you're going to go in and do a preschool observation. So those are the two housekeeping items that you need to take care of this week. Make sure that you take a good look at the syllabus, that you've completed the orientation quiz, and that you get started on this week's discussion forums early on rather than waiting until the last minute. I hope you have a great week, and we'll talk again next week. Bye-bye.